Yeah,
Listen,
did
I
a
was
go,
just
but
saying, the
best
first
friend
thing I
can.
said to Sam when I saw him today is what a legend Jason McKenna is, by the way, landing that pick. That was
Wow.
that was
9-1. He takes the leaderboard by storm, by the way.
outrageous stuff, mate. Congratulations. I'm buzzing for you.
Yeah.
Beaten. We're now trying to recover from this by putting on Ackers. It's only going to hurt us more because we're now trying to pile the odds on
I
to
know.
try and catch you
You're
up.
living in my head rent free, mate. You are. I'm thinking about you whenever I'm making a pick.
I'm thinking about you whenever I'm making love.
It's a different type of podcast. But yeah, I mean, we couldn't be more excited because the Premier League is back, game week 1 and everything. I just kind of followed again the numbers game algorithm. I had not much information on the Championship. You know, I did my research, but it was the AI and everything that guided me. So really, it's not my victory, it's the numbers game victory. And so I have to go to the data.
What was your process, Jason, for making the pick?
Just going over everything that was over 50% odds. So everything that was likelihood, and then just kind of working with the games that I thought had that kind of narrative around them as well. So, you know, looking at them, looking at the teams, their history last season. And again, that's why the data was so useful. Whereas this week, I know a lot about the Premier League. And so this is going to help me even more. And
yeah, we're going to start coming into our own now, aren't we, me and Jason?
Yeah.
This was Ollie's chance to pull away,
exactly.
And he's 20 quid down.
Well, mate, the EFL hasn't ended.
So off the back of my 9-1 win, here is the Premier League's best picks for game week 1. I'm so excited that the Premier League's back. We have got top flight football running through our veins. Sam, do you want to start us off with your picks, or what do you want to talk about with the Premier League returning?
I am absolutely gassed the Premier's back in known territory for once as well. So this is where I'm really going to start pulling away on this leaderboard. And my first pick is one that I made about 2 weeks ago. I put it on TikTok, right? Because it was good value this far out. And since I've looked at it, maybe it'll have changed by the time this goes out, but Aston Villa and Chelsea double. The odds have actually got slightly better since I backed it as well, so I've doubled down on it. So I'm putting 4 quid of my tenner on this, right? Aston Villa coming in at 2.35, so about just over evens, and Chelsea 1.57, which is not massive odds, but it's value. It's about where we expect them to be in terms of what the fair odds would be. So that double, I like it because we've got Chelsea at home playing Palace. We've got Villa at home playing Newcastle, who have had the stinkiest transfer window I've ever seen. That club is going to be in the mud. Isak, for a start, his head's absolutely gone. They've not got a striker. They've missed out on all the transfer recruits that they were after. They're getting one centre half from AC Milan. So
and they might end up with Nick Jackson just to double down on the pay.
R.I.P. the Geordie boys. So I'm just backing Villa to beat them at home. Villa Park's always a fortress as well. Chelsea, I'm backing because I think they've got one of the best squads in the league. I mean, they've got enough players that it's like a scattergun approach. So they've got that many players that a few of them are bound to be decent. They've got depth throughout the season. So they've just won the Club World Cup as well. That could come back to haunt them further down the line. But for game week 1, I'm backing them to get a win there. So that's my first double, right? 4 quid on. And I'm going to do the same for this game. Forest against Brentford. I'm backing under 2.5 goals in this. I can see this one being a snore fest. Forest, as we touched upon so much, outperformed their data last season. Not expecting them to sustain that. They've also lost Anthony Elanga, just under 3-1 that one. So I fancy that as good value. Forest have scored 1 goal in the whole of pre-season. Not that you can read too much into that. But Brentford have also lost in Mbumo. They're likely to lose Visser, or if not, his head's gone anyway. So I'm backing under 2.5 goals in that game, and I'm putting £4 on that. And then my last pick is the one where I've had to chuck the game plan out the window and just basically get as high odds as possible so that I can catch up with Jason McKenna. And it's United Arsenal under 2.5, City Wolves over 3 goals in the game, Aston Villa to win, £2 returns £23. It's a little bet builder for you boys.
I like that one a lot, though.
There's nothing crazy about that. There's nothing crazy about that at all. United Arsenal, I can see them both keeping it tight. Yes, they've both just bought brand new spanking strikers that are worth 60, 70 million in today's ridiculous market. But I can see it being a tight affair, and they might pull a few punches, I would say.
No, I'm with you, mate.
Completely
agree. I think Arsenal have looked terrible in pre-season, but obviously, as you said before, you can't read into pre-season, can you? I mean, it doesn't tell you anything, I don't think, other than roughly how a team might look to play. You mentioned Forest already. They've changed their shape this year, haven't they? They've been trying to play 2 up top in pre-season, which, as you alluded to, hasn't worked. I think 1 goal in 5 pre-season games or something. So I think there might be a bit of plagiarism going on here because I've got a couple of those picks on mine as well.
Yes, and we do this completely independently, by the way.
So I can't even sit here and lay into you, mate, unfortunately, because I think there's some good picks there. The only one I don't like, and I'll elaborate on this a bit more, is the first one with Chelsea. I can see Crystal Palace getting something there for some reason. My gut feeling tells me that one could be a draw, but I'll elaborate on that one a little bit more further down.
Yeah. What I would say is, though, with the three of us coming up with these picks independently of each other, we've absolutely not spoken to each other. In fact, Ollie, you were going to tell me off air, but I said, wait, save it for the camera.
Yeah.
So, wisdom of the crowd says that these are good picks. I'm confident in our picks this week. I think we're going to absolutely cook. Save these tapes because they're going to come back to haunt me.
Well, I think the AI backs it as well, looking at them. And, I'm actually with you on this, Ollie, but Sam, the AI is saying, is it something like 60% or something ridiculous that Chelsea's going to get the result there? I'm with you, Sam, on that. I think, Crystal Palace, yes, they do historically start the season slow, but I think they'll just kind of be wanting to get a result there. They'll kind of keep it tight and everything. So I'm kind of moving away from that one, even though the kind of AI says to go for it. I'm leaving that one there. But Sam, these are all great picks. I can't really kind of.
It's the boys for once getting good feedback from you two.
I know.
And we
There's
all
no
agree
chances coming in now.
No, we all agree that Man City are going to bum Wolves.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if you can say that either.
You're allowed to come on.
The only thing I would say with City is Rodri's out now, isn't he, again? Till September. So
yes.
I just think you look at them, and again, they might be a bit soft in the middle, but I don't think Wolves will have enough.
The only thing I'm disagreeing with the AI on overall is United Arsenal. It thinks over 2.5 has a 53% chance of coming in, and it thinks both teams to score is 57%, and obviously then you're only one goal away from that.
But most likely scoreline's 1-1.
Yeah. So I can just see them, like I say, pulling some punches, and it's the kind of intangibles. The data can't tell you that it's the very first game of the season, and that the managers would probably. I reckon both managers would probably take a draw.
Yeah, so do I. To be honest, mate, so do I.
It's the history of that fixture as well. Arsenal historically they always find it troublesome at Old Trafford. There is a psychological factor there, and normally I don't look at history fixtures too much, but this is one of those that you do kind of throw in there. I'm backing both teams to score in my Manchester United versus Arsenal one, but let's throw it to Ollie because we've really liked what Sam has said. So what are you kind of saying, Ollie?
Well, look, mate, it's no secret that I'm yet to get off the mark so far this season. You two are pulling away from me. So I've not ripped up the playbook just yet. I mean, it's still early doors, but tried to do things a little bit differently this time around. I've tried to play to my strengths a little bit more. I think I was getting a bit giddy in the first 2 weeks, whereas today I've reined it back a little bit and I've given myself a long shot to hopefully, give me the opportunity to propel myself to the top of the leaderboard. So I'll start off with the banker for me. And I've lent on my sort of strength of reading the data here. I think with the Premier League, I found it really tough to predict the first round of fixtures because there's no data to go off and it's by its very nature, it's unpredictable. So I've gone for a little EFL double. I've dipped my toe back into the EFL and I've gone for a Chesterfield and Stevenage double. Both Chesterfield and Stevenage have won both their opening games convincingly, and they're playing against opposition who both lost both of theirs. Chesterfield, one of the favourites to go up out their division, and Stevenage, well, they've just set off like a house on fire playing against Northampton, one of the favourites to go down. So simple as that. No need to overcomplicate it. That one comes in over 2-1. So that will cover my stake. No problem. I've put £4 on that.
The EFL worked for you so well last week.
Come off it. And then the next one, this is the one that I really like in the Premier League. So for the opening day, and that is Liverpool to win by 2 or more goals against Bournemouth and Mo Salah to score or assist. Every single time Mo Salah has been fit for the opening game of the season, he's scored or assisted in that game. I think that's 8 times now. So you can see straight off the bat, he always starts strong. Bournemouth have sold almost their entire back four. The 3 good defenders they had have gone to PSG, Liverpool and Real Madrid, which, by the way, kudos to them for their recruitment because that is unbelievable. But replacing all of that in a back line is going to be difficult for anyone. Liverpool have added so much firepower. So Liverpool to win by 2 or more, Salah to score assist. And then I've gone for under 4 in Brentford versus Forest. And I think a bit of that is because I need these points on the board. But I do like your under 2.5 pick, it has to be said. And I'll finish off with my long shot. This one comes in at 55-1. This is pure gut feeling, lads. So I don't have any data to back this up, but I'm going with three draws on the Sunday, right? So Arsenal United, draw. Chelsea Crystal Palace, draw. By the way, the past 2 times Chelsea and Crystal Palace have played, it's finished 1-1. And finally, Nottingham Forest Brentford, draw for the reasons we've already discussed. 2 attacks that have been decimated. Both sides would probably take a 0-0. Well, maybe not Forest, but I think Brentford would take a 0-0. Forest struggling to score. So I think it'll all come down personally to that Chelsea Crystal Palace game. And I just think that this is a Chelsea side who spent all summer in Saudi Arabia playing in a big tournament. Are they going to be a bit fatigued? Are the new signings going to bed in? They've just lost Colwill to an ACL injury. Crystal Palace have got the warm-up game today in the Community Shield. So all signs point to a good game then. And if all 3 of them come in, I'll be 55 quid up because I'm putting a quid on that one.
If that comes in, we best just wrap up the podcast now because no one's catching you up with that.
That is insane.
That's what you've got to go for, mate. Hail Mary on game week 3.
5,000% raise.
Hail Mary on game week 3. This is how I'm coming this season, mate.
This smells like head loss to me.
Mate, the season's not going to be over until the fat lady sings. These actors are going to get more and more outrageous as one comes in, let me tell you.
I like that as well. I think, it's a top pick there, Ollie, but I don't know if they come in, it's 55-1 for a reason, but draws are the kind of staple at the moment and they're kind of ruining people's bets.
Can't wait to speak again next week when I've got nothing on the board.
Can you 2 get a room?
Don't be jealous.
The draws, it's one of them, and it's a bit of fun. It's a long shot. I don't think you've reined it in, as you said. I don't know where that's come from. Some cognitive dissonance going on there, but the chance of a draw between Chelsea and Palace, I think the head-to-head, as we always say, probably has nothing to do with it, but the AI gives it a 19% chance, 26% chance for the Forest and the United games, so it's not out of the realms of possibility.
What do you think of the Liverpool pick? Liverpool to win by 2 or more against Bournemouth.
I
quite like that. I like the fact that you've touched on Bournemouth's defence being decimated as well, because the level of player that they have lost is just telling because of from the clubs that they're moving to.
Yeah.
And like you say, Liverpool have added firepower. If they have Isak by then as well.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? If you're Liverpool, or if I'm Liverpool right now, I'm probably waiting to the last few days of the transfer window and offering 135 mil.
Yeah.
Plus 10 million and add-ons or something.
You're not going to be.
Isak's head's gone anyway.
Yeah.
He's going to come to us at some point.
I wouldn't. If I'm Liverpool, I wouldn't be getting shafted for him now. I don't think it's necessary. I think you've got.
Do you think he's a good buy at 135 mil?
I would say it's a good deal, but this is probably a hot take. I don't think they need him. I think he doesn't make their team 135 million better. He makes their team a bit better. I know there's no proof that he's going to be anywhere near as good as Isak, but they've got enough firepower in that front 4 already to win the league. So adding Isak, will that win them the Champions League as well? I mean, it's a big gamble.
One thing I was kind of shocked at, I looked at Ekitike's data, and he is kind of like an Isak light in terms of the things that he does and his actual data in terms of numbers and figures that he's produced. So I think, like you say, there's not 130 million discrepancy between them.
No.
If they hadn't signed him, then you'd say it was definitely.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But they haven't. They spent a lot of money on him as well. Adding Isak in obviously makes him better, but is he necessary? Not necessary.
It's a bit like that meme of the little gif of the guy adding the lobster into the pan when it's already on fire.
Yeah.
It stinks of that for me.
The only issue that I have with Isak is his fitness. Liverpool are working with an AI company that manage injuries and things like that.
Jason, since we made that video, which I'll also link below, about Liverpool's secret AI, so this manages injuries and when a player is going to be coming into form, when they're likely to get injured, and you can manage that throughout the season. I was literally thinking about that when the Isak rumours first started. If he goes there, his injuries will probably get a lot better because they will know exactly when he's prone to be injured. They will know when to manage him, when to play him, and they've got Ekitike there to basically be.
They can rotate, can't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Newcastle already work with the same kind of company, but they don't have that strength and depth. Callum Wilson was perennially injured, and so they couldn't offer any sort of backup, whereas Liverpool can. They've got 2-3 players that can play that sort of position. But let's go on to my picks, because I've actually gone with some outrageous ones.
Nice to see winning hasn't gone to your head.
I was just about to say that.
So I've gone with my boring banker as per usual. So let's get that one out the way. Sorry, it's a 0.94 to 1. £5 on it though. Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Brighton double chance. And I'm going double chance again. I'm sorry, Ollie, you're pulling that face, but I just don't like the start of the season in terms of betting for wins, things like that. We know that anomalous things can happen. Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Brighton are all really high up on the kind of AI to win. And so that's why I'm obviously backing them. But with the double chance, just gives me that safety net. So
It gave you that
kind of
safety
get that
last
one
week,
out of
mate,
the way.
the cautious strategy.
Yes, yeah, we kind of covered that. Then this is the high odds one, which won me last week, and it's 9 to 1 again. I haven't actually done this deliberately; it's just kind of come up. But it's Brighton versus Fulham, both teams to score, and I don't know what Fulham are doing this summer. Everybody's talking about other things. Have they gone to sleep or something? They haven't signed anybody at all. And so the kind of thing is, if you don't move at all in the Premier League, you're moving backwards. Every other team is buying, they're moving. Obviously, Brentford and other teams have lost a lot of people. They've also got Thiago kind of coming in and things like that. Fulham, they had issues last season. They're not solving them yet. So I don't know what's happening there. Manchester United versus Arsenal, I'm backing both teams to score. It's just one of those derbies where it usually happens. Then I'm going with the Forest Brentford. I'm copying your lines, under 2.5 goals. And then I'm also going Sunderland West Ham under 2.5 goals. I just think that it's one of those fixtures. And again, the AI backs that choice as well. And so that one's come in as a favourable choice too. And then the final one, my outrageous pick for both of you is Gyökeres, Salah, Palmer, Haaland, all to score or assist, and that comes at 4.38 to 1, which I thought wasn't too bad, the odds for that one. So yeah, what do you guys think with those kind of three choices there? I've kind of split the money up this week. We got the £5, we got the £2, and then the £3. I've got 3 bets on this week, spreading the money a little bit, spreading, I guess, the chances of losing. What do you guys, want to say about that one there? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Anything that
I'd rather spread my cheeks than put Gyökeres to score.
I mean,
yeah,
I've got Arsenal bias there. You've got Manchester United bias.
Yeah, I think the Gyökeres one, I think that strikes me as the one that could let you down because it remains to be seen how he's going to fit in. And I actually think that Old Trafford isn't a good place for Arsenal to go to score. Like, I don't see this Arsenal team as a high scoring team anyway. And I think the game will be a low scoring game. I think it could end up being 1-1 or 1-0 or something along those lines. But I do think Haaland, Palmer, and the Salah will turn up. For the start of the season, they all seem well. The other one that stuck out to me was Brighton, Fulham, both teams to score because
Fulham were horrendous for scoring goals last season.
I'm not looking at Fulham as a good team this year. I think they relied on the defence last season and they had a very good home record and they're playing away at Brighton, who we all think Brighton are going to have a good season this year. But again, Brighton's defence historically has not been brilliant. So I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it at all. But yeah, I liked the Sunderland West Ham one as well. I think we saw it in the Championship, and I think we'll see it in the Premier League. I think this first round of games will be tight. I think one goal will decide quite a lot of the games. It might be 1-0, 1-1.
For what it's worth saying as well that the AI actually has Sunderland as favourites in an upset.
Yes.
Which is crazy because this is why as well the website is important because sometimes people go, oh yeah, it's just based on the odds, but it's not. It's our own algorithm that works this out. We've got Sunderland's favourites against West Ham at home.
Yeah.
That's based on data points that we can't even comprehend, based on tens of thousands of matches, similar situations that have happened before. Sunderland 40% favourites.
Yeah, so it's wild, that isn't it?
Maybe Sunderland or draw because Sunderland are good value at home. Maybe you back the double chance. I don't know. I'm not touching it personally, but I do like your pick, Jason. Yeah.
But even the Brighton one, both teams to score is 56%. That's why I kind of went with it. But yeah, so those are my choices, and hopefully I get another 9 to 1. But the most exciting pick is obviously the 55 to 1. But yeah, that's game week 1 covered. And do you guys want to add anything before we head into the outro?
Yeah, last thing that I would like to add is that this is the best time to subscribe to the website now. If you sign up now, you'll get the full Premier League season. You'll get access to every single league you can name and more for the entire Yeah.
And is there as well the, should I be mentioning this? Is there a little offer that you've got on at the moment?
Well, I wasn't going to give away another voucher code because I sent out an email a couple of weeks ago because it was just leading up to pre-season and everything. And I said, this is the last voucher code of the season. And that is true. It is the last voucher code of the season. However, the caveat is it's actually not expired yet.
Ooh.
So, little exclusive for anyone that's watching this. The voucher code is Bookies Hate Us in capital letters. I'll put it in the description below so you can copy and paste it. That gives you 20% off your annual package, right? Let me just detail. Look at this comment we got last time out. Brendan Hunter commented saying that 135 quid won last week from the site. That's that covered.
That's
the annual
whole
package covered. Game week 1 covered for the season, because if you get the annual package, it covers you until the end of next season. So you've got the whole season basically for free. But let me say the best thing about it is that you're going to make better bets all season for that price. Woo. So it's paid for itself in one, and then you get better bets for free all season, baby. So subscribe, numbersgame.uk, and also don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well.